What's up, all you beautiful people? So we're still down here in Cancun. I'll be leaving this afternoon, getting back to the Midwest. I was speaking at this mastermind event with some really high-level people selling some really amazing products and investors, and really cool. One of the things that came up, though, was what I believe is one of the most limiting beliefs that stops entrepreneurs from scaling and really blowing up their businesses. And I wanted to share this with you because it came up even within this group who's doing, a lot of people there are doing mid-7 figures, some are doing 8 figures, and like running some very large, successful businesses. And I still see this limiting belief come up even with them. And it came up in so many conversations. We were talking about high ticket sales in particular, and it came up in a lot of the conversations, and I noticed the words people were using, and I would stop them and point it out to them, and they'd go, oh, you're right. So here's the limiting belief, is that I don't know where your product or service sits in the marketplace, if it's high ticket, mid ticket, or low ticket. Typically low ticket would be anything under $1,000, mid ticket might be $1,000 to $5,000, and 5 and above is high ticket, let's say. But even within that range, it really depends on industry. It depends on the product, the service, and how much you're giving, right? So high ticket might be $50,000, might be $500,000. Low ticket might be $10,000. Who knows? But the limiting belief that I see entrepreneurs having is they have this belief that their product or service is expensive. They're afraid that it's expensive, and one of the things that stops them from pitching that product with full through and through conviction is the belief that, oh, this is expensive. It's going to be expensive for my avatar. They're going to see this price and they're going to balk. They're going to say, oh, I'm not comfortable with that. And this is usually a manifestation of a couple things. Number one is you have a number in your mind, an internal thermostat around money, a baseline that you consider normal. That anything above that number is a lot, anything below that number is not very much, right? So that might be $1,000, might be $10,000, might be $100,000. The difference between very wealthy people and people not as wealthy is typically the measuring stick that they use to measure what a baseline number is. So if you think in units of $50,000, it's going to be very easy for you to pitch a $10,000 product. But if you think in $1,000 increments, then selling a $10,000 product is going to be a little bit harder, and you're going to think of it as expensive, and that's going to come through in the language that you use and the conviction that you show up to the sales call with. And the thing is, sales is nothing more than the transference of conviction from one person to another, and that's either you're transferring your conviction that this will work, that this is a great value, that this will change your life, or they're transferring their conviction that this is expensive, that this is overpriced, that this isn't going to work for me. And it's so interesting how that frame dictates whether or not you are successful in the sales. Is who holds the frame with the most conviction that the thing that you are selling is an amazing value. It's not expensive, right? And I saw this a couple of times. So for instance, I was talking to this lady, and she's like, we have this product, it's expensive at $2,000. She said, it's expensive. And I go, what's expensive? She goes, oh, it's $2,000. And okay, I consider $2,000 to be our baseline product. We don't get to mid-tier until we start talking $10,000 and above. And she goes, yeah, you're right. And I go, no, it's not just yeah, I'm right. It's when you think $2,000 is a lot, you pitch it very differently than when you don't assume that it's a lot. And truly, that difference in conviction is often the difference between making the sale and seeing the end result that you desired for that client. Because if they go into it thinking this is expensive, they're gonna have remorse, they're gonna have doubts, they're maybe not gonna show up and do the work, they're constantly gonna be looking for you to prove that this was worth their time. But if you go in and you say, this is a killer deal, this is a slam dunk at this price, it's a no-brainer, we're gonna get you a massive ROI on this thing, they're gonna go in with confidence, they're gonna approach the content, the product, the service in a different way entirely. The other side of this is often, if you think your product is expensive, the reason you think that is because your product actually isn't that good. That's the harsh truth. So if you're still like, I don't know, 2,000 still seems like a lot, it's because you're probably overcharging in it. Now, that's not to say you should change the price and go lower. The thing is, you should figure out how to make your product worth that. How do you make it better? Go from that perspective, because I'd rather people raise their prices and create an amazing product in the process than to go down market, sell a cheap product with a meh product. So if you're not confident and convicted in your product at $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, you need to go back to the drawing board and ask yourselves, what would make this a no-brainer for you as the consumer? If you were on the other side of this equation, what would have to be true about this product and the results it could get you for it to be a no-brainer at that price point. Go make that product, and then that's where conviction is born from, is knowing through and through, bones to brains, that your product does what it says it can do. And we know that there's a lot of products out there that can't do what they say it does, and so it comes through in timidness, it comes through in a lack of conviction, which you can tell in the other person. Humans are very good at seeing through the bullshit, and so if you don't believe, they won't believe, and they won't convert, they won't get the results, they won't transform their life. So, it's not expensive. It's maybe just not worth it yet. So, okay, that's going to do it for me, guys. The fountain's just kicked on over here. It's very loud, so we're going to go back inside for the next couple of episodes. But I appreciate you guys being here. If you got any value out of this, let me know. Shoot me a DM. Take a picture of this. Share it on social media. On Instagram, I'm the Anthony Vicino, so tag me in it. I will share it with my audience, and hopefully that gives the podcast a little bit more reach. We can reach out to more entrepreneurs, help maximize the return on life. And that's going to do it for me. Stay humid. It's very humid down here. I appreciate you guys.